Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again. This is some Neo Last Chance trial footage, so I can share some thoughts and give some tidbits on what I've been doing with the game, for those who are curious. This first clip here is a failure from my no damage attempts, but it showcases how I manipulate the boss's AI. So if you stand directly in front of the Ogress, she can't do anything except for that move just then. And if she does that, you can sidestep it, or you can dodge it, and then you can get a free punish because it's so predictable. And she'll do three things when you stand in front of her. She'll back up with a dodge, she'll do the ground stab, or she'll do the jump. Each of those can be dodged appropriately, and you can stay in the pocket and continue to deal damage like I'm doing right now. If you move away from this position, you will open up her AI to do the slashes, and the slashes have incredible range, but if you're close, they cannot hit you. And this is how you manipulate what she does. This strategy will work for almost the entire fight, but if she does the combo that she gets about half life, unless you're super close or can get behind her, that move, because of the way she pushes you on collision, you can get hit by that attack if you're unfortunate, so dodging that can be tricky. And you'll notice I get quite defensive in my no damage runs when she gets to that phase, because she can pull it out at any time. It starts almost instantly after she does the stance, and if you try and back away from it when you're close, you'll never do it unless you time it perfectly. But the strategy here is clear. If you can get in front of her, you can do one attack. Don't do any more than that because it'll stop you from being able to cancel out of the dodge unless you're using a really fast stance. But just keep hitting her with one attack, keep putting pressure on her front, and see what she does. You want her to dig the claws in. You want her to do that swipe. If she does that swipe, it won't hit you because of how close you are. And the principle here is very similar to the 4 kings from Dark Souls. The kings, when you were close to them, their weapons didn't do maximum damage because they had a sweet spot. They could do incredible damage at about mid-range, but if you were close it didn't connect right and it often missed. And you could use that to bully them. And it's the exact same here, only it's easier. Because when you're close to this boss, she can't do anything except for that claw. That one just then. You need to be careful dodging backwards because it's got a really funky hitbox as well. Same with the jump. The jump attack has a very weird hitbox, so be very careful with that move. How I choose to dodge it is when it starts, I disengage my lock-on and I roll towards where she came from. If she does a proper jump, you'll be fine. If she does some kind of squirrely half banana jump, it might still hit. It's kind of a pain in the dick, so be very careful, folks. I did it just then. Disengage, roll under it. But you can keep this fight almost under control, and then she does that, and unless you stay super close and you don't try and get away, it can be bad news bears. But it's actually a really simple fight, but the problem is the detection on things. That jump attack you've just witnessed, there are times when that thing can hit you, when it doesn't touch you, when you're nowhere near it, and it's just, I don't understand why it does it, it just kinda does. And it's same with her jumping forward double slash. She can hit you at max distance, and she really shouldn't be able to. But there's an interesting move you just saw then. If you go to max distance with this boss, she will do a telegraphed animation and she'll charge at you. She'll do one of two things. She'll do a grab or she'll do her slash. And if you're close enough, neither of these things will hit you. You don't even have to dodge them. Sometimes the grab can be a little bit finicky, and I've got some footage coming up later on, but you can continue to do this and exploit her at a distance if you don't like being close. Just back away, watch for the animation. There it was, she comes running at you, there's the grab, I didn't dodge, it didn't grab me, and I get to hit her, and then she backs away because she's frightened of me, and then we bait the ground stab, and then we punish, and then we bait the next thing, and then we punish. And it's very simple, folks. But mistakes come in seconds because of how crazy her hit detection is, and she gets some really weird free hits. And of course, if you're using a heavier stance like I am with no stamina, you've got to really manage them rolls or it can be very bad, and when this comes out, you're dead. But coming up is some footage of what the grab should look like. See that? Now watch this when she does it early. Insta-grab. That's almost impossible to dodge. And then this clip is what happens when you dodge backwards sometimes when she does the ground stab. Ends badly. But anyhow, folks, that was just some clips there to show you a couple of things that are capable with that boss. I wanted to show you some of the awful detection when it comes to the jump attack, but I ended up not capturing some of those attempts, it seems, and I only captured about half an hour before I got the no damage. But this is the footage that I released yesterday. This is level 1 going through the level on Twilight. and you'll notice my character keeps doing like a stutter step. There's something wrong with this game, guys, and it's the only game that I have issue with. It has this incredibly sensitive dead zone. I'm holding forward on my analog. It doesn't give me issues in Bloodborne, it doesn't give me issues in Dark Souls, it doesn't give me issues in Yakuza, it doesn't give me issues in any of the games I play on my PlayStation 4, but in this game, for some reason my character stops running. He keeps doing this like weird stutter step and the controller fights me the entire time. It's been the same in every trial. It's incredibly frustrating, and I might have to buy a new controller if I'm going to be covering this when it comes out, because it's hard to play sometimes, and it's all because of overly sensitive settings. This door here is normally closed, but on the first attempt to get through it, I got instantly killed by those stone soldiers that are miserable as fuck to fight. That enemy just then is this kind of like wind-casting crazy bird dude, and it's a really fun fight, but for the purposes of this recording, I just wanted to get to the boss, so you're going to notice I'm skipping almost every enemy. The sword that I'm using here is just one of the swords that I got from the last run. It might be like level 20 or something. It doesn't do impressive damage, but I like the dual swords and I wanted to use them. This was the first surprise of the Twilight level. This is the boss from the boat, only he doesn't have the chains. You might remember him. There's also a really douchey archer up the top left who's going to intervene in this fight the entire time. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to do the triangle ender on the heavy stance because it's my favourite move in the game. And I'm going to use that to do some good damage to this dude after he does certain attacks. But you'll notice I'm not going to stay in there and hit a lot, because with my stamina and with the way that this guy was hitting, it just wasn't worth it. Like, any move he does is almost a one-shot to my build. And he can do these weird banana swings. Like, do you see how he's leashing right now? If you chase him when he leashes, he can do a turning punch that's a swipe, and it's a one-shot. Really ridiculous. And then there's other times when he'll hit you and it doesn't one-shot you, so it was a really weird gamble. And all I want is the jumping attack, because I know I can get a guaranteed hit in and I can get away. But this dude has got some serious life. And that's the reason you don't see me doing too much like level 1 stuff with Neo, is basically because I don't enjoy hitting things 50 times. I'd rather have a super high octane, awesome, sexy fight where I'm leveled, but I decided to do something a bit different with this one, and I chose to use the Kusarigama, which is a really fun weapon in Ninja Gaiden, but in this I just don't think it fits. And a lot of that stems from how the game works. In Ninja Gaiden, when you swing the Kusarigama, you get a lot of hit stun and a lot of flinch on the enemies. You can keep them in some pretty good loops, and then of course you might sunder a limb, and then you can go in for obliteration technique and then go from there. Whereas in this game, when you hit stuff with multi-hitting fast weapons, you don't even feel like you're hitting them because they don't react at all. And it's kind of really disheartening, because you can see them getting ready to attack and you can see them armoring through your attack, and then you can see them doing massive damage to you and maybe breaking your stamina and making you stand there like a twat with no stamina, which is really frustrating. But here is where the leash starts affecting his attack pattern, and that's when things get real scary, because he does boomer turns and he can attack and he can instantly kill you. And you know, it looks like I'm being a coward, doesn't it? It looks like I'm not engaging at all, but trust me folks, this dude kills me instantly. You know, what do you do? There's no honour in this kind of fight, because the room isn't set up for this. It's not like I can get stuck in a corner and get out of it. Like, it's incredibly awkward, and he has massive range, questionable detection like everything else does. Like, the dude who was here before on the first run of the level is one of those bird geezers, and he's a really cool fight once you learn how to do him, because all of his moves can be dodged to the left of, and then you can beat him up from behind. It's really, really cool. This guy just takes forever. But as I was saying, like, the Kusarigama is an interesting weapon. It's got some decent range, but all the hits just don't seem to do much to the enemies. And I don't have any of the moves with it unlocked because I didn't buy them at the time. And I think that's what I'm going to focus on doing, is getting some of the different moves to do to maybe make it a bit more fun. But that's one aspect I really don't like about Neo at the moment, and I'm kind of done with Neo. As funny as it is to say, the game's not even out and I'm kind of done with it. This is the third time I've played these trials, and each time they've removed all my levels from me, all my scrolls from me, and I have to relearn all the shit that I was using in the last trial that made it really fun. And I'm kind of getting bored of getting all the fun stuff back, and it makes me really question what the enjoyability of the game will be when it launches. Like, will it be a one-time thing and then I'm done with for a couple of months till I come back, or will it get me like the Souls games did with the Souls bug? I don't know. I'm hoping it's there's so much to the game that you can't help but love it, but I fear a new game Because it's just, when you don't have any of the moves, it's like a really basic Souls experience that's just not very interesting or fun. And that's probably just me. Everyone else is fine with that, but like, this is the third time I'm getting the moves back, and I'm just kind of done. I'm just kind of bored. And I enjoyed the playthrough of the level because it was new, and I enjoyed, you know, learning the boss and everything. There's some loot that I get, and I'm going to run up to the temple now, and I'm going to show you the Mimic, which... Mimics in Neo are chests that imitate you, and they'll do a taunt, and if you repeat the taunt to them, whichever one that is that they do, apparently they give you the item. But I didn't know this at the time. That's the temple key for the boss. That will get you to the Ogress. So I'm going to fight this guy, and this dude is great. Like, he's doing the Kai pulses, he's doing all kinds of different stuff. It's pretty interesting. And I really like fighting the spirits, the revenants, and the people like this, because every time you hit them, it seems like it matters. And it seems like all the hit stun, all the flinch, all the stuff I want to see against normal demons and stuff, the human enemies have, and I really enjoy that. The thing that sucks here is I don't have any parry on medium stance, and I love to parry against human opponents because they're a lot more predictable than the monsters, and it looks really cool. I don't have the open hand parry because you have to buy that now in the ninjutsu scroll, which is an interesting change. I don't really have anything except for press triangle at the end of my combos to do that jump attack. And I bought that because I wrecked that vampire lady in the last trial with it, because it was really strong when I was using it with that good weapon. But there is the Mimic dude anyhow. I think he drops the sword I'm going to use, because you'll notice, folks, I'm not using any kind of god tier equipment. All this equipment is the shit you pick up on your run through, and none of it has been taken from higher level revenants or anything. And you'll see I just got it then. It's like a level 27 sword, and ironically, when I hit the boss with this sword, it doesn't do as much damage as the counter hit from the Kusari Gamma on my first run through, because my Kusari was doing 200 odd damage. This was doing like 170, but I think because it hit twice, that's where the damage was built up. It just didn't look as good in the numbers. And then I got these awesome arse-filled chaps, because they're not arseless, unfortunately. We can't do the macho man in these. These crazy, like, buffalo hide, weird jodhpur things. And they're really light. They're like 1.5 weight, and they give you 40 odd defense. And I was like, wow, I'll chuck those on there pretty good. I'm only using armor on my legs and on my feet because I don't really like him running around in his pants barefoot. And then I can get a really good agility bonus when it comes to recovering my stamina quicker. So, this is the path to the boss. This is my controller fighting me. To get this particular clip, it took about 30 minutes. I got hit a few times going in the door as well, because for some reason you have to hold the button to open doors, which I hate, and then you're not invincible. So if you're going to steal from Dark Souls, at least steal the good stuff, Neo. Fucking hell. It's like Dark Souls 101. But here she is anyhow. We exploit her AI by getting close. We're doing the one square into one triangle. We're baiting the ground stab. And then we're out of stamina, so we need to be careful. There's the jump. Turn away from it, unlock, and then roll. Punish on her head, because sometimes you can get those crits where you stun them. And then just focus on beating down her purple bar. Because if we can get that down, we can get about 3 free combos on her, and she'll be stunned, and she'll have to do an animation where she gets back her block meter or her stamina. I don't know what you call it. It's like a spirit meter. So it's gone now, and this is when we should be hitting it. It should be stunning, but for some reason I think I out of sequenced it, so it didn't work correctly, and she got away and she recovered, which is unfortunate. Here's the jump. That was badly spaced by her, so we can do a nice quick punish. There is the ground stab, get away from it, do some full damage, get back in front. What does she do? She backs up, and then you can either go max distance to get her to charge at you, or go forward to dash through the claw. That's kind of your options. Just be careful of random jumps. Also be careful on her ass too. You notice how she's got like a big old ghetto booty covered in sleeping bags and shit? You can hit that and hit nothing. You've got to be really close, and it's bullshit because if it hits you on a jump attack, it'll insta-kill you. That's the awful diving claw move. Very dangerous stuff. But a couple more big hits on the front of her. She should be stunned now, so I should be getting aggressive. There it is. This is the stun. So that's one hit, and she immediately got back her energy, which is unfortunate, so I didn't get a chance to do what I wanted. That was very, very lucky. I don't understand what the flowers do. That's the fire breath. Get close and punish. It's just like punishing the Nameless King's dragon. And there's the jump attack. So I think the flowers stay there for a while and maybe you can kill them, and then if you don't, they turn into pools of the negative energy stuff that affects your stamina. There's the combo, I just hid in the corner, and watch this, right? I get to a point here where I don't have any stamina left, and because of the pools of darkness, there's me trying to get rid of them with a Kai Pulse, there's the grab. And right now, at any moment, she can pull out that combo, which is why I'm being really hesitant here and only doing one attack. I'm definitely going to go back in tonight and try and get a run where I just be aggressive the entire time and kill her in like a minute, because I'm certain if you hug her front, that slashing combo cannot touch you. I've just got this feeling in my balls. Here she comes, jump attack, get under it. There it is. So, what does she do? There's the, I'm running at you. Does she do the combo? No, she does the grab. Notice how she telegraphed the grab there and it's got the glowing energy? It doesn't always do that. And then, of course, that footage earlier I showed where she does the grab prematurely and it's almost an insta-grab. Very rare. It's only happened to me once, but it's still bullshit. She's spamming Fire Breath because we're in mid-range here. Fire Breath is easy to punish and it's free damage. You can also iframe through it with the dodge if you dodge at the last minute. This is me being afraid that she's going to do the combo. And she's not, because she's doing this all weird fake me out stuff, and all this is free hits because you can hit her when she does this, but I'm afraid she's going to catch me with my pants down and do that insta-jib combo. So here's another jump, roll under it. That was quite close, but we got it, and I think that's the kill, isn't it? Yeah, there she goes. So we put her down with the double swords. We get all the prizes. The fight is identical on Twilight mode, so I have no idea what the changes are. And then I show you the sword, which we just picked up, which is that one there. You'll notice it's got a bit more familiarity with it, because it took me like half an hour to do. And then you'll see that I haven't actually leveled, I'm still level 1. And that is pretty much the Neo trial at the moment. The game also allows you to fight against good old Muchi Chaba guy, the dude with the sword who was in the last one. But why do we want to fight him? I've already fought him a ton and had a lot of fun. And I don't think there's anything different with him either, because I fought him earlier and it was like, yeah, I remember this is the same dude. So it would have been awesome if they'd have given us another level that was different. But if you didn't get a chance to take on that swordsman who challenges you, you can do it now. And you can also do this level in Twilight, which is a pretty fun experience. The level is stacked as hell though, so bring some gear or run past everything like I did. But there is some Neo gameplay, guys. How are you finding the trial? Are you looking forward to the game? I'm excited, but there's a part of this game that I feel is still really lacking, so I'm hoping that it changes my mind and it wins me over when I get it at launch. But I guess I'll see you there, guys. Thank you for watching. You take care now.